Hello.
Hello.
Braden Herrington here with Portman for Up Next, postwrestling.com. You can find us every Thursday because we review NXT from WWE, the network, soon to be on USA Network. That's where you find us, but usually we talk about that, but that's not why we're here.
No, we've been doing these movie reviews. We had a little hiatus.
Yes.
Because it's summer. And
yeah, I'd
who
like
wants
to go
to be
outside.
stuck in a basement watching Star Wars movies in the summer.
What a terrible thing to do.
Yeah, so we were busy. We had SummerSlam was in the city.
Yes.
We had our event we were organising. We've been working. My mum was over. So we took August off from these movie reviews.
Yes. You see, there's the new Star Wars movie coming out at the end of the year, right before Christmas time. What's it called? The Revenge?
The last of the Rise of Skywalker. Rise of the Skywalker.
Yeah, kind of a silly
Rise of the Clone.
And we said, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we watched all the Star Wars leading up to it? So we started. We've literally just done episode 1, which you can find at postwrestling.com or wherever you find your podcast. Subscribe to us, all that stuff. Go find it back in there. You'll find the episode 1 with Jar Jar Binks. And I said, we did that one. Great. Don't need to do any of the other ones, or can we just skip this one? But no, I stuck to it and I watched it again, maybe for like the second time in its entirety.
I have a confession to make.
You loved this.
I kind of like this film.
Oh,
no, I don't think it's as bad as
the movie we are here to talk about today is Star Wars Episode 2: Attack of the Clones.
Yes. Now I saw this film when it first came out. I went with my dad.
Yes.
I don't think he had a clue what was going on.
Oh,
he took me. And I think I saw it maybe, it might have just been once in the cinema.
This one.
And then I remember watching it in maths. It was like the last day of school, so like none of the teachers wanted
to say
do
maths, like with the S at the end?
Yeah, mathematics.
Oh,
it's
okay.
not mathematic, is it?
Like math.
Maths. So
Star War?
Yeah, but wars isn't short for anything, is it? The word math.
Are you saying math is short form for mathematics?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
Exactly.
Were you paying attention or just watching Star Wars in math?
We were just watching Star Wars. We watched this in maths.
You're clearly watching other movies.
It was the last day of term, so this film was put on. Obviously, it was only like a 50-minute lesson, so we didn't get through the entire 2 hours and 22 minutes of this film. But yeah, and then I think I maybe watched it once again when I did like a marathon and I worked my way through
You did the whole thing.
I'm not too familiar with the film. Like it's been a long time, at least 10 years since I've seen this film.
Right.
But I remember enjoying it when it was in the cinema. I think as a kid, going to see Star Wars, they could do anything.
Yeah,
you'd enjoy
of course. It. Even today, you could I didn't enjoy The Last Jedi, but like I still enjoyed it. You know what I mean? Like yeah. So I saw this in theaters, but I remember we got there too late because back in the day, in 2002, you couldn't pre-order tickets on your phone. You had to go there, and we were running late, and it was a group of us.
I mean, you could literally call up on your phone and pre-order a ticket.
True. I remember we did it. It was like a last-minute thing. We went for dinner, and then we were like, okay, let's go see Star Wars. It's out tonight. And we got there so late that we had to individually sit in single seats wherever. Oh. And I got one like really close up, I remember. Maybe that added to my enjoyment of this movie. But even in 2012, if I'm born in 1991, I was like, what, 11 years old?
Yeah, I feel like I was 14 when this
I remember even being like, wow, this is crazy. It's so cool. And like the fight scenes are amazing. The Star Wars
fight scenes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I just remember being like, this one's kind of just boring.
I think the problem is, and this reflects from, I'll go at the end of the show through like the critical response and the box office and stuff. The second film, especially when they're prequels, is difficult. The first one, it had been so long since there'd been a Star Wars film.
Right.
The hype was up there.
Sure.
So Phantom Menace was going to do fantastically. Same with, was it The Last Jedi? No, that was the last one. Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Same with that. It's been so long that people are keen to go, it's a trilogy. Also, with prequels, we know where it's going. We know Anakin's going to turn.
Yeah.
We know he's going to... Sorry, spoilers.
Yeah, we know the heel turn was
we
coming.
know Episode 3 is the one we really want to see because that's where Anakin Skywalker's going to become Darth Vader.
Right.
This is the middle bit with maybe the least interesting things. But it gave them an opportunity to maybe explore a bit more.
Character-wise? I'll tell you, I'm opening a beer right now.
Yeah.
I definitely had to drink one earlier for this movie.
What have you got there?
Oh, I'm drinking a Collective Arts Ransack the Universe. It's got some Star Wars looking can.
Yeah.
It's got some Spaceman on it or something. I would say that this is the popular opinion that it is the least favorite Star Wars movies out there right now, as we record this in 2019. So, or I don't know, do people hate The Last Jedi?
Well, what's interesting is I've heard amazing things about the Clone Wars, the animated series.
Yeah.
I haven't heard a bad word against it.
My little brothers used to watch it. They had all the toys from these movies and that show as well. So.
And really, this is the film that sets that up.
Mm-hmm.
Without this film, that wouldn't necessarily be a thing.
Right.
Which is crazy, considering this is the least popular film of the Star Wars films.
It was all a ploy to set up a TV show.
Yeah.
And toys.
Maybe.
I mean, half the stuff in these movies are set up to make toys and all that stuff. But I remember the hype was still real for this one because the last one, you have Anakin as a little kid, and this one, it jumps a bunch of years, and all of a sudden, he's old.
I like this one as well towards the end where you see all the other Jedi. Because in Phantom Menace, it's really just focusing on Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn. You see the council and that sort of thing. But this... You actually start to see, there were a load of Jedi back in the day. That's something new.
Yeah.
So I always like in the Star Wars films and what I've liked with the new ones, where they're introducing kind of new planets, new cities, things that you haven't seen, and you realize, Star Wars isn't just Tatooine and the Death Star and this. It's like a whole
universe,
huge universe, and I like when they explore. All of that.
Right. And as we're recording this, like the theme park is out now. Like people can go to the theme park, the Galaxy's Edge or whatever, which looks crazy.
I'm gonna wait a couple of years.
I gotta
check that out.
My friend's going there next week.
Oh yeah.
His wife works for Disney Tourism, so he's not even a huge Star Wars fan, and he's going. I feel like this is not
Florida.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a little wrestling event going on in Florida next April.
Let's go.
Maybe that's the time.
Maybe that's when we go to Galaxy's Edge, in fact. So I guess we should go into this film. I mean, it's 2 hours and 20 minutes of Star Wars. That was, I don't know. I remember it being way longer, actually. So I'm kind of happy.
As you said, you saw this when you were 11.
Yeah, so it was probably like so long to me. I was sitting in that theater like, boy, do I gotta pee.
And that was the only time you've seen this
film?
No,
I'm sure I've watched them through. I know when they did like the Blu-ray set, they did all of them minus the new ones, and my buddy had bought it because he's like, I've never seen any of them. I'm like, what? You're like 30 or almost 30. You should definitely have seen these movies. So we just did a marathon one time.
Actually, I told a lie about when I last saw this film.
Okay.
You watched it last night? Not the Christmas just gone, the one before. I had an orphan's Christmas at Irish Sarah's place.
Oh, yes.
And then afterwards, I popped by to our favourite bar, the host of the Takeover Tailgate. I popped Wide Open. They were open on Christmas Day.
Nice.
So I thought, you know what? I'm going to wish Mel, who's Jewish, Merry Christmas. Keep her some company. And she had the Star Wars marathon just on the TV. So I caught like the end of Phantom Menace and a bunch of Attack of the Clones.
Wow.
So I kind of half saw it.
Wow. So it's your favorite Star Wars movie.
Oh, yeah.
We get it.
Well, let's get into the film itself. Now, Braden, we got in a lot of shit last night.
What?
Especially from, I'm pretty sure it was Jake from The Windy City.
Okay.
It was like, how can you review a Star Wars film and not say the 20th Century Fox fanfare at the beginning of the film? And I say because it's not important. But apparently it's a thing that gets people hyped. Like you go and see a Star Wars film and it's the flashlights going and all that. So just for Jake, the film starts with the 20th Century Fox logo. Okay, music hits. We have The Crawl. There is unrest in the Galactic Senate. Several thousand solar systems have declared intention to leave the Republic. The separatist movement under the leadership of Count Dooku made it difficult for the limited number of Jedi Knights to maintain peace and order in the galaxy. Senator Amidala is returning to the Senate to vote on the issue of creating an army of the Republic to assist the Jedi.
I'm already bored with
not
the politics.
learn their lesson.
Politics.
We have Senate, Senator, Separatist, Republic. Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah, it was already.
So I am pumped.
I'm super.
I'm
psyched.
reading this and I am super pumped.
Psyched to see that more politics in space.
So we see the senator arrive in Coruscant, and right away her ship gets blown up. She's dead, but they're playing on the same thing from the Phantom Menace.
Yes.
It's just a decoy.
It's a fake.
It's a fake. I don't think it was Keira Knightley.
No, definitely. They didn't want to pay for her.
Was it Keira Knightley's character?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Keira Knightley dies. Everyone's sad. Yeah,
she's too busy being on a pirate ship.
Her career made quite a change between, I feel, 1999 and 2002.
Yeah, she went on a pirate ship.
She's getting ready for that Love Actually movie.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Was it Bend It Like Beckham? She's in as well.
Oh, true. Yeah, she's made some.
Yeah, early 2000s.
Who do you like better, though? Natalie Portman or Keira Knightley? I choose Natalie Portman for selfish reasons. Have you seen Black Swan?
Black Swan's incredible.
Yeah.
And I'm so pleased she's back in
Thor. Yeah.
Thor, Marvel Universe. Sony can't get their hands on Natalie Portman, I tell you. So we see Palpatine discussing politics with Mace Windu and Yoda. Amidala enters and questions who is behind this attack. And we just see Rose Byrne just chilling out with Amidala. Do you know who Rose Byrne is?
The guy with the eye patch? No.
No, Rose Byrne, it's a very attractive female Australian actress.
Oh.
She's in, was it Bad Neighbours?
Oh.
She's in a bunch.
Oh, I thought it was her. Yeah.
Australian actress.
Yeah, she's great.
Although she has a British accent.
She's in Get Into the Greek.
Yeah, she's done a bunch. So it's I always find it fun seeing like quite big name actors or actresses in their 2-line parts.
Yeah, before they got
I believe she was in Troy with Brad Pitt.
Never saw it.
Yeah. Oh, it's okay. Nathan Jones is in that film.
Oh yeah, nice.
Is it Nathan Jones, the big Aussie wrestler who kind of put WWE off from going to Australia for about 15 years?
Ooh.
So Rose Byrne is with Amidala, just looking on, doing nothing. Windu says that Dooku was a Jedi, and it's not in him to kind of
be
evil and do this attack. We see Jar Jar Binks briefly.
Yeah, we have our first Jar Jar sighting 7 minutes in. Just letting everyone know. 7 minutes in, you see Jar Jar. Politics and Jar Jar, first 7 minutes of this movie.
Palpatine suggests that Obi-Wan Kenobi acts as Amidala's security. And he goes, the thought of losing you is so unbearable.
Ooh.
We all know he's evil.
Yeah, Anakin and Obi-Wan are going to be security guards. They're going to be bouncers.
Yes. So kind of similar kind of job they had in
It sucks. Jedi doesn't sound like a fun job.
No, just security guards.
Yeah.
We then see Obi-Wan and Anakin, and they're kind of just joking around. Anakin seems nervous. He's obviously
shook.
A lot older from when we last saw him. And Obi's going, I haven't seen you this nervous since we fell into that nest of Gundarks. And he's like, yeah, you fell into that nest. I saved your ass.
Damn.
But we realise he's a bit nervous because he hasn't seen Padme in 10 years.
Butterflies.
And he's sweating a bit. He's getting a bit flustered.
You know the feeling.
Jar Jar then is annoying and greets Kenobi. And we see Anakin and Padme kind of awkwardly flirt. Anakin is so creepy in this film.
I would agree with that highly. Yeah, I think he's kind of a creep. He made me realize how I should not act towards women.
Watching this film, I was like, oh, this reminds me of Braden talking about Io Shirai on our show every single week.
Dude, I get really sweaty. I don't know what's going on.
Obi tells them they're there to protect her, and Anakin's like, nah, we're going to find out who's trying to kill you.
Yeah,
and Obi-Wan's like, no, that's not a job. Yeah. We're here to protect. And he's like, yeah, but we protect her by finding out who's trying to kill her and take them out.
That's how you get the girl.
And yeah, this is the first time we see the tension between Obi-Wan and Anakin. Anakin is consistently just defying Obi-Wan.
Bashing heads.
Feels he knows better. They're bashing heads. I kind of like their relationship in this film. I think one of the things I like about, as I said, the new Star Wars films is seeing new interactions. And with the original trilogy, we didn't really see that master and Padawan
right? Because
dynamic.
yeah, right.
Obviously, we saw that in Phantom Menace, and it's nice to now see Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan taking the Qui-Gon Jinn role with
Wait,
Anakin.
Ewan McGregor's playing Obi-Wan? I thought he was playing Jesus, because that's who he is to me. He is to me. Obi-Wan Kenobi is the best part of these.
Did you hear that he's signed on with Disney Plus?
Yes, I can't wait. I think that's the most exciting one that there is, because him as Obi-Wan is the only thing that keeps these two movies for me together.
And you know he's been itching to do it.
Sure,
like
sure.
Every film that comes out,
he's also fantastic in Big Fish, and he's fantastic in Train Spotting, obviously. But yeah, I think he's definitely what
and Moulin Rouge.
Never seen it. Actually.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
we're not reviewing.
Why aren't we reviewing Moulin Rouge?
I think he's definitely the glue to these movies for me, especially this one. Like I'm like Hayden Christensen isn't strong enough actor for me. I mean, I guess the critics thought so too, but for me, I'm like, man, Obi-Wan and his acting is definitely far superior.
So I wanted to get to that because I've always thought, like, you're conditioned, as I said, I saw these films as a kid, enjoyed them, and then you're conditioned just by society to be like, oh, these were shit films, and you kind of think back, and you're like, yeah, maybe I was wrong. I don't think Hayden Christensen is too bad in this. I think his dialogue is fucking awful.
It's what we said when we reviewed episode 1. It's not even that bad, that the actor's fault that much. It's actually the lines that
and you see, I mean, Natalie Portman is an award.
It shows she's good too, yeah.
And she is clunky in this. And
it's what they're written to say, but she's better.
People writing these scripts aren't writing for human beings. Like, it's not how people talk. So I don't want to judge Hayden Christensen too badly, because I think he shows glimmers throughout the film where I go, I can see why you were cast.
Right.
I think the dialogue's awful. So Anakin is sad that Padme seems to has forgotten him. And
she's like, oh yeah, I remember you.
She's
yeah,
like,
cool.
oh, you've changed so much.
Wow,
She's like, oh, she doesn't remember who I am. And I'm like, Anakin, look, it's called puberty. You've changed a bunch in 10 years.
She doesn't remember. I bumped into her once. She doesn't even remember me. God.
Wow. So we discover that Anakin is using Padme as bait, and it's mainly Padme Amidala's idea. So they've got her locked in a room.
They figure she's going to be attacked again.
Yeah. And he's like, it's all good. I can feel things. I'll sense when she's in danger. And this is the first time we realize that he's been having bad dreams and dreaming about his mother, Shmi, who he believes is in danger. Shmi, isn't that Captain Hook's sidekick?
Yeah, Shmi.
It is.
Shmi.
Okay. And again, another awkward line here. He says he would rather be dreaming about Padme than his mom. Sure. Yeah.
We've all been there, man.
Most people would rather dream about Natalie Portman than their mum, Annie. But
I dream about Natalie Portman sometimes.
And Obi goes, be mindful of your thoughts, Anakin. And warns about trusting politicians, which...
This is the real... Oh, like I said, Obi-Wan is dropping knowledge. He in one swift motion, he tells us that, look, dreams don't really matter. Don't worry about the dreams. Don't focus on
Girls are dangerous.
Girls are bad, and they'll get you in trouble. And also, politicians, they're all evil.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan spitting knowledge. You should listen to him. If you have problems with dreaming, you should listen to Obi-Wan. And, vote.
We then see this drone come into the window of Padme and drops in 2 of these centipedes that we seem to keep having in the BDE. They're like these long, hairy, wiggly things.
Sleep style. It's gross.
And they go into Padme's room. They both sense that these centipedes are going to attack her, bust down the door. First time we see the lightsaber in this film. Way sooner than Phantom Menace, thank Lord.
I remember the one in Phantom Menace pretty soon, but
no, we talked about it. Okay. It was about 40 minutes into the film.
So we see like an actual fight.
Yeah. So this is about 15-minute mark. We see a lightsaber.
Cuts up those centipedes. That's what we do when we see them in the house.
Oh yeah. And Obi-Wan just dives through the window to grab onto this drone. And we then get the space chase highway thing.
I remember this scene. I remember this vividly.
This is one of the things. It's like, oh, this is new. We haven't really seen this in Star Wars. This is a city.
Well, it's funny that George Lucas, who's boys with Steven Spielberg, has a movie with flying cars, Back to the Future. I actually had the Lego set of this specific. It comes with the two flying cars,
Right.
Obi-Wan and Anakin in one car, and the other Space Bounty Hunter in the other, and Jango Fett or whatever. I remember it was like my favorite thing.
Okay.
I was like 12 or whatever. But
Do you still have it? It's probably
no,
nice.
I had so many of the Star Wars Lego set that I eventually gave it to my cousin who was younger than me. He's like way super obsessed with Star Wars, and he bought like he ended up getting the Death Star made out of Lego and stuff.
Nice.
And then he actually like just grew up a little bit and was like, screw this, and sold it all, including the sets I gave him, and he made money off of it. I'm like, damn it, But I remember that one because it had the Jesus-looking Obi-Wan as a little Lego dude, and I was like, yes, blue lightsabers. This scene I actually
Yeah,
really
I think this is pretty cool. This feels like what Manhattan would be in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah,
Like it's cool.
city.
It's something different.
Yeah. It's
we-
bubbling. There's bars, there's nightclubs and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Anakin jumps into a little space cruiser thing. Is also chasing the assailant. Picks up Obi-Wan. We get banter between the two. I feel they're doing a fairly good job at building their relationship, which obviously we know is going to go to shit in the
The
next
only
film.
thing I have an issue with in their relationship is that Anakin keeps calling Obi-Wan master. It's giving me like I Dream of Genie vibes. Like, master? Yes, master. Yes, master. I just feel like, is that part of the Jedi ritual?
I think it's just part of the
You
Jedi.
have to say that? It's just creepy.
I think so, yeah. Obi's very nervous about Anakin's flying, and he's talking about a shortcut. He's like, no. She knows we're following him. There's all this traffic. I know another way. Obi-Wan's like, oh, you don't know what you're doing, Anakin.
Yeah.
And Anakin just jumps out into traffic. Just jumps out of the ship. Makes him seem kind of cool, and makes the chase. The assailant runs into a club. We see on the TV a kind of American football game between aliens and robots.
Right, yeah.
Would like to see more of that.
That's like the interdimensional cable.
Yeah.
Rick and Morty.
It is, yeah. Obi gives Anakin back his lightsaber because Anakin lost it. And he's like, oh, you keep losing this. Like, keep hold of it.
And then he has the best line in the movie, maybe.
And he goes, is this it? Why do I feel that someday you will be the death of me? Is that the line you're talking about?
I remember people laughing in the theater. People
Foreshadowing.
How funny. Because it's true.
We have a kind of these are not the droids you're looking for moment.
Yes.
Hey,
you want to buy some death sticks?
He's like, you don't want to buy some death sticks. I don't want to sell you death sticks. You want to go home and rethink your life.
I'm going to go home and rethink my life. I don't know what death sticks are, but mate, I'm trying to find out. I'm trying to find out what death sticks are. They might lead to death, though.
They catch the woman who we are told is a changer, so like a shapeshifter. They try to interrogate her, but just before she reveals the information, a dart catches her in the neck and she dies. And we see a figure who looks rather like everybody's favorite bounty hunter, Boba Fett, fly away. We then see a council, more politicky things, and telling them to, look, track down this bounty hunter, find out who he's working for. Anakin, you protect Padme, all right? We feel like you don't have any emotional attachment to this woman.
You should be watching
You should be the one who should watch this senator. We have...
I know that Obi-Wan, like, so they're explaining, like, look, we need to find out how do we get to this thing. So Obi-Wan then tracks the dart that was found in the lady's thing, and then he's got to go to this thing, but he doesn't know where to go. So this movie has like a good 10 plus chunk here of them A, discussing politics, and B, literally Obi-Wan going to a fucking library to look up coordinates. That's how exciting this fucking Star Wars movie is. There's politics in one scene, and then it cuts to him at a library looking up a planet that may or may not exist. Just saying, exciting stuff.
Obi continues to express concern about Anakin, which is interesting because in the first film he's like, "Nah, this kid's fucking awesome," and everyone's like, "Oh, he gets angry." It's like, yeah, he's a kid. Kids get angry. He's fine. Now it's the other way round. He's arrogant.
He's a kid.
I don't know if he should be out on his own this early into his Jedi training. And Mace Windu, Samuel Jackson, goes, well, look, if the prophecy is true, he is the one to bring balance to the Force. He is the one to dethrone the Velveteen Dream and become North American champion and bring the gold back to the Undisputed Era. He is the one. Amidala with the best scene in the entire series. Jar Jar Binks is going on, and she basically tells him to fuck off. And I think we maybe see him briefly in the third film.
One line later in the movie too.
This is it for Jar Jar Binks.
She says, "Get out of here! You ruined the first movie. You're not ruining this one."
Yeah,
it was her name.
She pretty much says that. Read between the lines. Amidala is bitching about having to go into hiding. And she's like, "Oh, Anakin, you've grown up." And he's like, "Yeah,
yeah, check it out.
Yeah,
I got a braid in my hair. What up?"
And Anakin's also bitching about Obi-Wan. He's thankful to be his apprentice, but he feels that he is almost ahead of Obi-Wan, and he's ready for the trials, but Obi doesn't trust him. He's showing his like petulant teenager stage. It's like, "Oh,
puberty.
I don't need a curfew.
Parents just don't understand." Ugh.
And Padme warns him, "Anakin, don't grow up too fast." And he then creepily stares at her, and she's like, "Yo, Anakin,
you need to calm down.
Can you not look at me like that? It makes me feel uncomfortable."
Consent.
And he's like, "Okay." Obi-Wan goes to a diner and meets with Dexter, and is like, "Yo, Dexter, you running a diner seem like the kind of guy who would know what this fucking dart is. Can you tell me about it?"
There's always room to add just random aliens. This alien looks like the Lilo and Stitch alien. Not Stitch, but like the other one. It's got multiple arms. It tells them where to go, but the planet doesn't exist. This whole part didn't need to be in the movie.
I kind of like Dexter though. They got some Aussie dude to do the voice. It was cool.
Yeah.
And he tells them about cloners. It's from this planet where there are all these cloners, and Obi asks, "Are these cloners friendly?" And he goes, "It depends on the size of your pocket. Like they'll work for whoever pays them the most money." We have Anakin chatting to Padme again about love and being creepy and weird. He says, "Guys, do not ever use this line, please. You are exactly how I remember you in my dreams."
Whoa. I've said that once or twice.
Yeah.
It's worked out.
Of all the lines, it's amazing the one that actually gets in the kiss. We'll get there.
Yeah.
We see Yoda training the younglings, the very young Padawans. I thought this was quite cool. It's quite cool to see the little kids training to be the Jedi. So you hated this?
Well, no, because like I've seen the third movie and I know what happens. So this just brings,
which makes this scene important. It
goodness.
gives it more impact in the third one. Spoilers.
Younglings.
Obi-Wan approaches Yoda about the missing planet. He's like, "Yo, it should be here, but it's not there." And Yoda goes, "Kids, right? What do you think's happening?" And they go, "Look, you're dumb. Someone's clearly erased it. It's not that hard.
It's like Pluto.
Obi-Wan. We didn't need this scene."
It's like Pluto.
Yeah.
They just got rid of it.
Pluto's like, it's a planet one day, it's not the next. It's a dog.
Like Pluto, we should have got rid of the scene. You should have just got rid of him researching in a fucking library. Oh my god.
So those files have been erased. This is now maybe the introduction of my favourite piece of John Williams Star Wars music.
Don't sing too much of it. We don't want copyright.
Yeah, no. I think it's the best piece of music in the film.
I think it is too.
It's really good.
Yeah, I love it. It's lovely.
And I started to question, why do Jedi have such basic suitcases? They can fly in all these ships, and they've got these big, heavy suitcases that look like they've just been to Winners.
TJ Maxx.
Yeah. Did you notice this?
They
don't look very spacey. Everything's all spacey, and they're just carrying basic suitcases.
Simple people.
They should be able to hover. He makes a pair hover later in the film.
Yeah.
More political talk. They're saying we must trust the Republic. Anakin is called a Jedi. So this guy approaches them. They're talking about what's going on, why Padme's back, and he's like, "Anakin, Master Jedi, what are your thoughts on all these politics?" And Padme shuts him down. It's like, he's not a Jedi yet. He's just a Padawan.
He's a Padawan.
And
right in the heart. Oh, right in the heart. What a strike to the heart.
That's
gonna come back and
slap in the face.
It's gonna come back and kill her.
And Annie gets all kind of pissed off here.
course.
Obi-Wan finally finds this fucking planet. He's greeted by this like sexy long neck alien.
A sexy alien?
A sexy alien with a long neck.
So you would, if it was an alien.
I'm a married man. But she looks very familiar. I'm sure there's a video game or something out recently with a similar looking alien.
Imagine you were the first one to find an interspecies life force and be the first one to... That's more interesting than finding things in a library, Obi-Wan.
So he meets the Prime Minister, called, I believe his name was Masu, and was like, yo, we've been waiting for you for years.
So wait, now he's on the planet.
Where have you been? He's on the planet.
He's finding Camino?
Yeah.
The cloning planet.
And they're like, oh, you must be here to see how everything's going with these clones. And Obi-Wan is kind of, you realize he doesn't have a clue what they're going on about, but playing along. They go 200,000 units already, and there are another million on the way. And Master Jedi Sifo-Dyas, I believe his name was.
Sifo-Dyas.
Sifo-Dyas.
Syphilis.
Master Sifo-Dyas ordered this army to be built, and Obi's like, but he died 10 years ago.
Rip.
So we realize someone else has been doing these orders and building this clone army for the Republic. We then have the infamous sand scene. Boys, as I said, do not tell a girl that you've been dreaming about them a lot. You use this line, I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating and gets everywhere. Unlike you, you're soft and smooth.
Ooh.
And of all the lines to work, this one works. She goes in for the kiss.
Wow.
The music swells. John Williams is... No! I can't.
You're a Jedi.
She pulls away. You're a Jedi. I'm a politician.
Love is forbidden.
We can't do this.
Okay, so wait a second. If he's a Jedi, it means he can't have love, which means he can't have sex. But he is now saying that he knows firsthand that sand is in fact rough, coarse, and gets everywhere. How does he know that? What was he doing in his Padawan years, getting the sand everywhere, quote unquote?
Damn.
Just thinking out loud here, he kind of baited himself out. I mean, Padawan also goes in and starts telling him about a past lover, and he's like getting uncomfortable. But then they still make out.
Also, I just said when she's like, "Oh, we can't do this. You're a Jedi." It's like, yo, bitch, you just said in the last scene that I'm not a Jedi yet. So what are we doing?
You got her there. You got her there. Yeah, this love relationship here is definitely interesting.
I honestly find the whole...
so
boring. I said this in the... Not necessarily boring.
Lame.
I just don't believe it. Because we see him as a... The last time we saw these two together was the last time they were together.
No one cares that she's older than him.
He was a kid. He was a child.
A boy.
And who she found like, oh, you're a cute child.
He's Jesus. Remember this.
And now he's grown up, and like right away, within just not even a day, you think they're in love.
He's the chosen one, though. It's the prophecy.
You're the chosen one.
He dreamed about her every day since parting ways with her. There's a reason for that. It's called true love. You ever just think about someone forever and every day, and you just, that's love. Maybe that's the Jedi way, you know? But that sand part, though, who wrote that?
I love it.
It's so bad.
It's probably the thing people remember the most of this movie.
100%. I think of sand when I think of this movie.
Hayden Christensen.
Definitely.
Did you ever watch that film Jumper? Wasn't it him and Samuel Jackson?
Yes.
Was it good?
The movie Jumper was filmed in Toronto, and a guy died on set.
Oh.
The movie was originally supposed to star Eminem, but he said, "I'll be in it if you film in Detroit." And they're like, "Toronto's cheaper." He's like, "Cool, I'm not doing it." So instead, they got Hayden Christensen. Never saw it, but that. Okay.
One for the road, one for down the line.
Yeah. Hayden Christensen podcast coming soon.
You do your Brendan Fraser one.
Yeah. Don't say the Lord's name in vain.
So Obi-Wan now is inspecting this clone army. You see kind of the
first glimpses,
state of these.
The clones from the old Star Wars movies. Like we're used to seeing the classic helmets, the stormtroopers. And now we're seeing like this weird version of it. We've not seen them yet until now. So that was cool. I remember thinking that was really
I think this is really cool because the stormtroopers are never explained really in
never
the first films. And you go, okay, that's
the only mention
cool.
in the original is when in the New Hope when Ben Kenobi is like, oh, not since the clone. He's like, you fought in the Clone Wars, and they bring it up.
Yes.
Right? So that's the mention to this movie.
So yeah, we see them from like their fetus state to being a kid to all these grown men, all looking identical. And we're told the original host is a bounty hunter called Jango Fett. Fett.
Fett.
I remember that name.
Jango Fett.
And Jango wanted a whole lot of money to be cloned, but just requested one thing. He wanted an unaltered clone for himself, one with no growth acceleration. So all these clones have growth acceleration, so they become adults really quickly. So basically, he wanted
a kid,
a son, a child.
Wouldn't that be weird? Like, let alone those people out there who name nothing against them, but like, say my name's Robert, right? And I have a son, and I name him Robert Jr. So now I'm Robert Sr. and he's Robert. That's weird already. But in fact, I'm like, no. I'm gonna clone myself as a kid, and then have myself as a son, and watch myself grow up and teach my. That's just weird. That's like, I don't know what to call that, but like being a dad to yourself.
It's narcissistic.
That's just strange.
Yeah.
That's some weird ass stuff. That's some spooky shit right there. Growing up, I mean, so his name is Django, and his son's name is Boba. What's Jango Fett's favorite type of fruit? Mango Fett.
How much have you had today?
What a weird name. Like, how does George Lucas come up with these names? How does he write
Django?
Django?
You're questioning Django? You're questioning Boba.
Boba. That was the one from the original one.
Yeah.
And like, just some of the names are crazy.
So we see a first look at essentially the stormtroopers, which is a really cool moment, I think. Looking back, it's maybe you take it for granted some of the big moments that really hit. I think this is definitely one of them. It's, these are the stormtroopers. We all know where these are going to go. I think this moment's pretty cool.
I do think Boba Fett was the coolest as a kid. I would grow up watching the old ones on VHS, and then watching this one, you're like, oh shit, that's his dad, and like he's also in the same gear.
I mean, he was such a small character.
But everyone loved him.
Everyone loved him.
Hey, coming soon to Disney Plus.
Exactly.
Jon Favreau.
So it made sense to include him as a big deal.
He is the coolest character. He's got the coolest helmet.
We see Anakin and Padme in grass. Anakin doesn't mind grass. Fucking hates sand, but all about the grass.
The waterfall in the background.
Yeah, she's chatting about boys and stuff. She was like, I'm pretty sure she was talking about back at uni.
Yeah, that's what she was
saying. Back at uni, I was with this boy.
She's telling like old boy stories.
And like, he's like, cool, just like
just play with my lightsaber already.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're going, we need Anakin says, look, we need a council to sit down and talk and work out what is best for the people. And she's like, that's what we already have. But they don't agree all the time. He's going, well, we make them agree. We have one person who is wise enough and makes them agree. She goes, that kind of sounds like a dictatorship to me. And then they roll around. He jumps on a giant fat egg cow, I called it. What would you call it?
I don't know what that was. I hate the fucking monsters that they create sometimes in these movies. Like in the last Jedi.
I know exactly the one you're
talking about. The milk thing. Like, why are these things in these movies? I don't know.
So he rides on a giant fat egg cow, but it's the hints of, okay, might turn evil.
So you want to be Trump? Okay, cool. Yeah, I got it.
The BDE do not have any political alliance.
Darth Vader killed a lot of people. Just saying.
We now meet Boba Fett as a little kid who takes Obi-Wan to Jango Fett. Boba, sorry.
Did you ever play Habbo Hotel? Do you know what that is?
Yeah, back in the day. Yeah.
So whenever you swore on Habbo Hotel, it was an online game. If you swore, it changed any swear words to Boba.
Yes. Yeah, I do remember that.
Weird fact, you'll never get anywhere else except here on Up.
So this is a similar kind of reaction to when you see Anakin in Phantom Menace. It's, we now see a cute little kid who's going to be evil. Obi-Wan questions Django, asks if he's ever been to Coruscant, and goes, "Oh, you must know Master Syphilis." And Django, "Nah, never heard of him, mate."
Same.
And then Obi leaves, and Django's looking
A
concerned.
little suspicious.
And little Boba goes, "What is it, Dad?" He goes, "Pack your things. We're leaving. We're getting out of here. They're on to us." Anakin and Padme then eat a pear with a knife and fork. Who eats pears with a knife and
He
fork?
uses his Jedi powers
Yeah.
to grab it from her, floats it over to him, cuts it up with a knife and fork, and then floats it back to her into the fork, and then she eats it with the fork.
Have you ever eaten a pear with a knife and fork?
I can't say that I have.
I feel people that eat pears with a knife and fork are the same kind of people that get pizza at the C&E.
Oh, that's...
You know when you see
Yeah.
pizza at the C&E and you go,
Why? You can get that
Why?
everywhere.
There's
I can
all
get
this other
cardboard on the
food.
street. I don't know.
I know.
Well, wait a second. What about people who eat pizza with a knife and fork?
Oh,
Sometimes you have to. Like, we've been to Chicago. You have to eat pizza with a knife and fork.
I think a proper kind of Italian restaurant, like gourmet pizza, yeah. But like
But fruit.
but the more fast food style pizza,
No,
you use.
But like maybe a fruit salad if the pear is cut up into a million pieces mixed in
Oh yeah,
with some
fruit
other
salad,
things.
but not carving it like a turkey.
Yeah, they're literally carving. He's using his Jedi, and then he says, like, if Obi-Wan saw me using my Force, no, if Obi-Wan saw you eating a pear with a knife and fork, he'd be like, what the fuck's wrong with you? You're a Jedi. Learn better. Come on.
So yeah, that was basically like this scene meant nothing. Pear with a knife and fork. Anakin kind of reveals how he's been creeping on Padme for 10 years.
In his dreams.
In his dreams.
Is it still creeping if it's in your dreams?
Yeah.
No. Like if you have a dream where you like, I don't know, like quit a job or maybe kill someone or do something crazy in a dream, it doesn't mean you actually did it in real life.
But if Facebook was a thing, he would be stalking the shit out of
Ooh, yeah, he probably was, yeah. He's probably using some like creepy Jedi mind stuff. Yeah.
He tells her that it's been agony being around Padme this whole time because he is infatuated with her, and the fact that she kissed him just torments him even more because he doesn't know if that's the only kiss they're ever going to have. And she just goes, I can't.
She can't. Yeah.
Obi is talking to Windu and Yoda about the army and Jango Fett, who he believes is the bounty hunter. Windu says that the council never authorized such an army. So he goes, look, something fishy is going on here.
There, go get that guy.
Get Jango.
Go get Jango.
Anakin has a nightmare and Padme addresses him about it. She goes, look, I heard you having a dream. What's going on?
Spooky.
And he goes, I keep having these nightmares about my mother. I know she's in danger. We need to go. I'm sorry. Padme says, okay, I'll go with you.
Come with you.
And they're going to set off to Tatooine. Obi then goes after Jango. We have this is kind of really the first sort of fight scene in this whole film.
Yeah, there was
Would
not
you
a lot of
say?
fighting.
Like, Obi-Wan and Jango...
He confronts him. He chases
him. Jango like runs onto a ship.
It's like raining. It's a cool set. I don't know if you've ever played the Star Wars video games, but Star Wars Battlefront and Star Wars Battlefront 2, both for PS2, were fucking amazing. It reminded me of like Halo, but it was all Star Wars. And like half of these scenes and these prequels were brought into these games.
Right.
And like these levels were really sweet. So I know someone out there, I know they redid the game recently and it got a lot of hate, but I'm talking about the ones for PS2. Like some of the battles you could have, we're focusing on these prequel levels as well, and they're really fun. I mean, so sweet.
I think the prequels do get a lot of hate,
yeah,
but they do create new things that we haven't seen.
Yeah, it's really
and
cool.
I think for things like video games, lend itself really well to it.
To a lot of these things, it just brought it back. Like right now, we're in the midst of the trilogy still happening with the newest one. The last Skywalker one, like the Rise of the Skywalker, but like in 10, 20 years or whatever, we'll be talking about different trilogies of different things, but they can incorporate, there's so much things that have been created. So like, as much as you give shit to this movie about like the sand and the coarseness, you could look at some of the like concept art that has been created for this movie. It's pretty incredible. Like these islands here, like they're fighting in this clone land where there's like it's thunderstorming and there's like platforms and you don't. It's like Cloud City almost, and like you don't know what's under it. It's just like it's very good visually.
I feel it's been a big issue with the prequels, and I really honestly believe it has tarnished people's perception of George Lucas.
Sure.
George Lucas came up with something incredible
Right.
with Star Wars. His imagination is huge and vast, and he's come up with all this stuff. I don't think he's a very good writer.
Right.
As a director moving into the 21st century, he had a lot of toys to play with and completely overdid it. But you can't question the guy's imagination.
Yeah.
I think
he's as much as I shit on this movie, like it's still visually it's fun to watch. Like there's such creative stuff in it. Yeah.
And I think having that, George Lucas is Vince Russo.
Sure.
To me.
Yeah.
Everyone shits on Vince Russo. Yet what is the era everyone goes back to? It's the Attitude Era. It's the era where Vince Russo was in control, but he had people reining him in. And you saw what happened when he moved to WCW and doesn't have those people going, yeah, I like this nugget,
but the rest
doesn't work.
Yeah, very similar.
And I feel that's with George Lucas. I think he created Star Wars, the first one, which is fantastic. Then created this universe and handed the reins over to people to direct Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. And now he's in his WCW phase of like 2000.
Well, I like the fight in the ring on Camino.
This fight was cool.
It's cool.
Boba is in the ship that they're trying to get away from, away in, and is just firing big fucking guns at Obi-Wan. Obi and Jango are fist fighting because Obi-Wan loses his lightsaber.
Clearly, Boba is a clone because he can't hit him. No stormtrooper can ever hit people with their guns.
Jango jets off and hooks Obi with like a grapple hook.
Yeah, you ever play Tony Hawk 4? He's in it. I have him for PS2.
Wait, what? Django Fett is in Tony Hawk 4?
It's a special character you can unlock if you like beat all these levels. You get Django Fett, and his thing is he throws his skateboard, and then you hook it.
Like grapple hook?
Yeah, and then you spin it, and you get back on it. And there's a jetpack one too.
So both fall down the edge of the building, and they're both hooked together by this grapple hook. And Django cuts free the wire, which causes Obi-Wan to drop, but manages to still hang on, wraps onto something, gets back up, chases after, but Django and Boba fly away. However, just as they're jetting away, Obi-Wan throws a little tracking device, a little homing system onto the ship.
Yeah, he got his little clone son to help him, but I still think Boba Fett, Jango Fett, whatever, they're sick ass. They're the coolest characters.
They're cool.
Yeah.
Anakin returns to Tatooine, and we see Watto, who is from the
Watto.
Oh, okay. From Phantom Menace. Anakin, Watto's like struggling with something mechanical, fixing it. Anakin's like, "Yo, give it here," fixes it in 2 seconds.
Then he knows it's him.
And from that, he goes, "Oh, Annie, you've grown."
He's like, "Yeah. Where the fuck's my mom?"
Where's my mom? And he's like, "Oh, I sold your mom years ago."
No one wants to hear that.
Sorry, mate. We have Jango and Boba realize they're being tracked and start throwing some bombs at Obi-Wan. You have this little cool chase fight.
Yeah, it wouldn't be Star Wars if there wasn't any like crazy ship fight chase kind of scene again. It's cool.
Anakin bumps into my least favorite character in the Star Wars universe, C-3PO.
Oh yes, don't you hate him?
He sucks. More so the actor.
Right. Okay.
Anthony Daniels sucks.
You're British. I don't understand. Okay, wait, continue.
He was a bully to Kenny Baker.
Sure.
Fuck that guy. He meets his stepbrother and stepfather.
Yes.
Because Shmi remarried. Shmi's husband reveals that she was taken by Tusken Raiders, and he would still, the Sand People. He would still be chasing after them, but he lost his leg in trying to do so. So there's not much he can do. Anakin says he's going to go after them, but he's like, look, son, your mother's dead. Accept it. Anakin tells Padme to stay with these people. They're good people. And
it's Luke's parents, no? That couple. His stepson, they become Luke's parents. And
oh, of course.
Yeah.
Wait,
These actors are
Luke's like adopted parents.
Yeah. They become his parents.
Right.
In the original.
Yes.
That's why they're young actors playing those people.
That's cool. Okay,
Yeah.
That's cool.
Luke, get your ass out here.
Yeah. No, you're right. The Duel of the Fates music from Phantom Menace then hits as Anakin is riding off to find his mother. Probably, second best Star Wars music? No, probably Duel of the Fates
is still the coolest. Yeah.
I sung that in a choir once.
That sounds extreme.
Yeah. Obi-Wan is on Geonosis and sees Count Dooku plotting with Viceroy Gunray from the first film. Gunray says that he is not signing the treaty until Senator Amidala is dead. Dooku promises him that he's a man of his word. They talk about forming a big fuck-off army, and then the Republic will have to agree on their demands because they will purely outnumber them. And we see Anakin at this point sneak in and find his mother. She's tied up, being tortured and
by the Sand People.
By the Sand People.
The Sand People will be back.
And she dies in his arms, but manages to tell her
she's like, I'm proud of you. Look at you. Wow.
I'm proud. I'm complete. Like, my life is complete because I've seen what a wonderful human being my son has grown up to.
Has your mom ever said that to you?
I'm proud of you.
Yeah. Lately?
Yeah.
I'm just checking.
Fuck.
Now you're questioning everything. I just hate how, that's how. Why would the Sand People tie his mom up? What are the Sand People? Are they people? What are they? What are these people? They yell and they always scared me as a kid. Watching A New Hope as a kid, Sand People scared me.
Yeah, I don't know, but they have.
They're savages.
Anakin loses his shit and just lightsabers to death.
This is a cool scene when she literally dies in his arms, and then she just dies, and then it just something goes off, and then he just goes. The shot changes to outside the hut, and then you just hear the sound, and then you hear him chopping he chops some heads off. He's killing he's slaying these motherfuckers. He's killing them Sand People, and I know they come in numbers, but he's gonna kill all. Yeah, he's gonna kill all the Sand People.
So we start to see the descent of Anakin Skywalker.
The evil take over.
And we just quickly flick to Yoda, who feels it. He goes, Anakin is in pain. Doesn't know what he's done, but just feels the pain.
He knows
within
it's
the Force.
It's like when Hogan turned, it's like the heel turn. It's just, oh my god.
Obi-Wan is trying to get hold of Anakin on Naboo, but obviously Anakin isn't at Naboo. He's on Tatooine. And we spot a winged alien, like a cockroach kind of thing, just
scary,
spying on Obi-Wan.
Gross.
Obi-Wan realizes Anakin is actually on Tatooine and is like, yo, what the fuck are you doing there, mate?
Why are you on Tatooine?
Anakin brings Shmi's body back to the family. He looks pissed and angry. He says, I'm good at fixing things. Why couldn't I save her? Padme's like, it's not your fault. You're not all powerful. So, but I should be. One day I will be. One day I will be the most powerful Jedi ever, and I will be able to stop people from dying. You're going, whew,
calm down. She's like, yo, dude, chill.
And then it's all Obi-Wan's fault. He's jealous. He's holding me back. We really see the nasty side of Anakin Skywalker here.
He's evil.
And then reveals, I killed them. I killed them all. Not just them, the men. Not just the men, the women and children too. They were like animals. And I slaughtered them like animals. I hate them!
Man, he's evil.
I thought he was quite good here.
I like this scene. I like when he turns evil, essentially. I mean, I'm sorry to all the unfortunate Sand People that were harmed in the making of this feature film, but they suck. But he's turned evil here, and it's the first time you're like, oh, okay, this is Darth Vader.
Yeah.
If anyone was unclear at any point. Now it is like, oh well, if he's doing that, then he's clearly gonna do that again and again and again. This is like when Michael Myers, the teacher's like, hey man, this kid's killing cats, you better watch out. Like this dude's killing cats now. Who knows what he's gonna do later? Well, this is that moment. He's killing sand people. You know it's gonna lead to more things.
And Darth Vader's music just plays.
Yeah.
I really like that in the prequels. All the little, it's just John Williams' little nods to the what is to come. He brings his motifs back.
He's brilliant, and
he is.
Yeah.
Film music is something I'm just fascinated in because it is all little motifs for characters and feelings and things, and sometimes the audience aren't even aware that they're feeling something they're feeling. Because of the music. I really find it interesting. We see Shmi's funeral, and Anakin goes, I wasn't strong enough to save you, but I promise I won't fail again. I miss you so much.
Sadness.
R2 plays a message from Obi-Wan Kenobi, revealing that Viceroy Gunray is behind the assassination attempt, and everyone's like, yo, still? This was the first film's plot. Come on. And they pledge their armies to Count Dooku. Windu tells Anakin to protect the senator at all costs and leave Dooku to them because they know he's an emotional guy that he might just be like straight up Dooku and say, no, you protect
just do your job.
We've got
hang out with your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Well, you don't know that. But,
and Padme is, hey, Obi-Wan is in danger and he's close. Aren't you going to
do they get his message too?
Yeah, they go.
He sends him an Adobe one Kenobi, JPEG form, and they're like, "Oh shit!" Because that's also like classic like sci-fi. I mean, I guess classic Star Wars, where it's like in the original Star Wars when it's Princess Leia, "Help me, one Kenobi, you're my only hope," and then you hear like, and she's like, "Ah," and she's got to turn it off.
Yeah,
it's like this because he's like talking, and then all of a sudden it's like. And he's like, oh shit!
Oh no,
I'm in danger. The message is dispersed. So you're like, I gotta save him.
Exactly. And Padme's questioning him, going, aren't you gonna save your boy?
Yeah, come on. Man.
And I thought you cared about him. And he goes, yeah, he's like my father, but I'm under strict instructions to look after you. She goes, well, I'm gonna go and save him. So you gotta protect me. You gotta come with me. And he's like, I like your thinking.
I like how, like, even in 2002 when this movie came out, that they didn't make Padme like a little bitch. I didn't find
she's very much modeled after Leia.
Yeah, she's like a boss ass,
which is really, as you said, like this is 2002, and how much times have changed since then.
Yeah.
I think 1977, the first Star Wars.
Sure.
I believe that's off the top of my head, but I think it's around 77. And Leia's a kick-ass female.
Sure. I think Natalie Portman's even more kick-ass because like she's like taking charge here. She takes charge of things later on and in the third movie going forward. But like I just found that it was a good addition, and instead of her just being like the princess,
the damsel in distress.
Yeah.
No, she's never that.
Yeah. And any Star Wars characters, in fact, like even like Rey. Yeah, she becomes fantastic. Yeah, it's just good to see that as well. They didn't just kind of throw it away. But then they go to fly to save him.
Yeah, we have Palpatine and a council talking about stuff again, more politics, and basically they suggest that Palpatine takes emergency power. Which is a very bad idea.
Terrible.
Dooku has Obi-Wan captured.
He caught him.
He's in one of those hover catcher
chilling
things.
He's into that weird 50 Shades stuff with the hands tied back. I like how Dracula is the villain.
Yeah, let's take a moment here and discuss about the brilliance of Christopher Lee.
Yeah, I mean, he's fantastic. He's a classic actor. He's been in a ton of stuff. He's always sinister in everything he's been in. So then he's in this movie, and he's quite evil. Like most guys, his lightsaber has a curve in it. I feel like though, as a kid, I was kind of let down as Dooku because I grew up on Darth Vader, and he's in the mask. And he's in the all black. He's like scary. Whereas Dooku doesn't have that like gimmick of the scariness. Even in Kylo Ren era, like he's got the mask and everything. They went back to that. But Dooku doesn't have that like like cool toy mentality. No kid was like, "Yo, I got that Dooku," because it's just an old dude.
Right.
But when you watch his acting, you're like, "Oh, actually, he's quite."
I think for
intimidating.
kids, I agree. I
Yeah.
think for people that have grown up on Christopher Lee,
Sure.
it's awesome. This was quite a year for Christopher Lee because this was 2002,
Right.
where he was in another big movie franchise,
right.
Lord of the Rings.
Yes, that's
So
right.
this was the year Two Towers came out.
Yeah.
And he plays Saruman.
Yeah.
Saruman.
I think I was more scared of him in that movie.
Oh,
because he fucks up Gandalf, and I'm like, bro, I don't know what I'm doing now.
Yeah, he's more fleshed out in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, fantastic actor. How old do you think he is
in this movie?
Yeah, I was trying to pinpoint exactly. I've got it.
Looks like he's in his late 50s, early 60s, maybe.
He's 78, 79.
In that movie?
Yeah.
Is he still alive today?
He died a few years ago, age 90.
Pour a little out for Christopher Lee, but wow.
Honestly, like...
How did he do some of these scenes?
He was born in 1922.
CGI was heavily used then.
He was, like, in the war.
Whoa.
Like, this guy's crazy. He has a metal album.
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Honestly, Christopher Lee is a legend. An absolute...
Does his guitar have a curve on it, too? That's never explained why he's curved.
Why? It's cool. It looks cool.
The ladies love it.
Why is your lightsaber purple? Because I'm Samuel L. Jackson and it looks fucking cool.
Yeah.
You don't need an explanation.
Yeah.
I really like the curved hill.
Yeah, the ladies do too. I remember a friend had the curved one, and as I said on our episode 1 review, I had the Darth Maul double sworded, so I was fucking 2 people up at once. I was like, bring it. And the curve doesn't add to it, but thinking as like a sword master, as I am, the curve would allow you to do some like different style, like some capoeira kind of like you would have the lightsaber like down your arm sideways or some slicing and dicing compared to the classic wielding. But
I had the Qui-Gon one.
Of course.
Do you know why?
Why?
I like gin. Hey!
Yes, you do. Yeah, I think I like Count Dooku one now that I'm a little older. Whereas as a kid, I think I was a little let down as the
I think he brings a bit of gravitas to the film, a bit of class.
Yeah. He's good acting.
As you said, the dialogue for so much is so clunky. I think, I mean, you were saying you like Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan. He's great, but his dialogue is still he's a cheesy Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Sure.
Christopher Lee's so good, I think he manages to make sense of any dialogue he's given and make anything he's given sound sinister and awesome.
Right. And he caught Obi-Wan.
Also, if it wasn't for Christopher Lee, we might not have had Nicolas Cage do Wicker Man.
Because why?
Christopher Lee was the original.
Right. Okay. And then we didn't have Nicolas Cage punching women and
bears and shit.
Not the bees! Not the bees! Just do a Nicolas Cage movie.
We'll add him to the list. What we need is what is it? Brendan Fraser, Nicolas Cage, and
do a movie together.
Who was the other one? I've forgotten already.
Clearly, Hayden Christensen.
Was it Hayden Christensen?
Hayden Christensen podcast.
Sure. So Dooku's questioning Obi-Wan, why are you here? Why are you following us? And he tells him, look, the Republic is under control of a Dark Lord of the Sith. Darth Sidious.
Darth Syphilis.
The Viceroy of the Trade Federation was in league with Darth Sidious, but was betrayed, and he went to me, Count Dooku, for help, and told me everything.
Oh boy.
Look, Obi-Wan, you must join me. Join together to destroy the Sith. He goes, I will never join you!
Nope. No, I won't.
Then it might be difficult to secure peace.
So evil.
Evil. So Palpatine, we then have that cool, like, council, like, big Senate, all the different
you hear Jar Jar,
planets and things.
Yeah.
Jar Jar basically announces Palpatine has now got emergency power as Supreme Chancellor. Whoa!
Oh boy.
And he assures us all, look, I'm only doing this because we're in a state of emergency. Once this crisis is over, I will step down.
Cool. Sure.
I don't believe you, mate. I will create a grand army. Ian McDiarmid as well, highlight of these films as the Senator, as the Emperor, who I believe is coming back.
Perhaps, maybe.
Perhaps.
The laugh. Maybe
Yeah.
it's him, right?
He's fantastic.
Now Anakin and Padme.
Anakin and Padme have now landed to help Obi-Wan out
On Geonosis?
on Geonosis.
Geonosis. Yeah, this level was cool in the game too.
Yeah. Padme tells him to follow her lead. We have some R2-D2 and C-3PO banter. Anakin then fucks up a load of winged cockroach alien things. And Padme falls onto the conveyor belt along with Woody, Buzz, the rest of the toys. She is in Toy Story 3. And I'm not quite sure why, but R2's like, that looks fun, and just pushes C-3PO.
He has your idea, and he's like, I don't like you anymore, C-3PO.
Pretty much. This is basically a conveyor belt that are building these drones. What are those, like, army drone things called?
The droids.
The droids, yeah.
Yeah. It's creating more droids.
Yeah. Sorry, droids, yeah, I'm spelling things wrong. Anakin gets his arm welded to the conveyor belt, so he's stuck. Padme is stuck in some kind of giant bowl that's going to pour lava all over her.
This scene I didn't really like.
Yeah, it felt like I was watching live Super Mario.
Sure, yeah.
It was like a dong, the thing stomping down, and you got to run underneath.
Yeah, it's like they were in a Mario
There
level.
were pipes and mushrooms and everything.
I wish.
Yeah, this felt very, cartoon video gamey to me. R2-D2 saves her by using his mechanical skills. And then Jango captures Anakin, and Anakin's lightsaber is busted.
It's bust up. But then they're captured by all the droids.
Yeah, they're captured.
Added to the Obi-Wan crisis of being caught.
Yeah. Padme says, "I've been dying every day since you come back in my life. I love you."
Ooh.
She
said it.
Yeah.
The L word.
I think, how long have they been together now? How many days has this been? This is moving very. This is like Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, like just getting engaged out of nowhere.
Listen, love has no bounds. Love has no time frame. Love is love. When you find it, you find it. If you could meet someone today and be like, "Yo, that's the one," or you can be like me and fall in love like 5 times a day. You just never know. You just never know. And they love each other very much.
So Padme and Anakin are brought out into a coliseum. In front of all the flying.
It's like a Rome. It's like the giant Colosseum. All these creatures are there to watch. It's like
David being fed to the lions.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan is tied up and looks a little bit pissed off. And Anakin's all tied up as well. It's like, hey, look, we got your message and decided to rescue you. Obi-Wan goes, good job.
You rescued me.
Fucked. Yeah, you did fantastically, mate.
And Padme now, it went from wearing an all-white like jumpsuit with all-white leather pants to wearing white leather pants and now a white crop top.
Yeah.
And she's looking like a summer night on Tatooine.
It's like the antithesis of Io Shirai. It's very similar, just in white.
The white version, yeah. She's all in white. Yes. Natalie Portman, yeah.
Again, kind of the Leia vibes here as well.
Yeah. So now they're all tied up.
They're all tied up, and these creatures come out. One looks like Scyther from Pokemon. One looks like the Fiend. With these big, wide,
one's like a giant crab. One's a rhino, and one's a cat.
Yeah,
essentially, these creatures.
And we get the line, "I've got a bad feeling about this."
Got a bad feeling about this.
Delivered by Anakin this time. Padme's cool and just kind of shimmies up.
I think she uses her hairpin to unlock herself. And the first time, because Anakin's like, "Master, what are we gonna do?" He's like, "Just hold tight, I got an idea." He's like, "What about Padme?" He's like, she's doing better than us.
Fine, yeah.
And she's already escaped.
We then have a fight between Obi-Wan and Anakin and these monster things. The Viceroy is pissed off as the Jedi and Padme are winning, and Dooku goes, "Look,
just shoot them.
Patience, mate. She's gonna die. It's okay."
They're like, just enjoy it. Dooku's like Dr. Evil. He's like, yo, they're gonna die. Don't worry. And Jango Fett's like, dude, just shoot them. I got a gun in my room. And he's like, no. We're gonna do it this way. We have to get them.
We'll have the sharks and the lasers.
Yeah. We need the crab to kill them. That's how we need it right now.
All the Jedi then show up, and this is the first time we realize there's all these other Jedi, and I know there's in the comic books, the novels, the Clone Wars, and all that. A lot of these characters are actually pretty prominent characters.
Yeah. A lot of these aliens and people are prominent throughout the video game series as well.
And we get the reveal. Mace Windu draws his lightsaber
Purple.
and it's purple.
And he's telling Dooku to don't kill my friends.
Yeah. He's like, yo.
How badly did you think Samuel Jackson wanted to swear in this movie?
Oh, so bad. You know what's on his lightsaber. I don't know if I probably said this in the last review.
Isn't it from the wallet? Is it the same thing?
It's BMF. Bad motherfucker.
Yeah, the same with the wallet.
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction. Yeah, okay.
Of
course.
And they rewrote a load of. I'm pretty sure we spoke about this in the last one, but anyway, any new listeners, they rewrote a load of kind of the lore of Jedi and lightsabers and the crystals that create their beam, because Samuel Jackson was like, I want a purple one.
Motherfucker. Do what Chef says.
So he has a purple lightsaber, which looks really fucking cool. Windu says, you are vastly outnumbered. Dooku goes, we'll see. And all the droids show up, including C-3PO, whose head is on a droid's body, and also the other way around.
Right.
He has like his body with
his
droid's
body's
head.
been messed up. Yeah, silly.
He
comedy.
sucks. A Jedi throws a green lightsaber now to Anakin, because obviously his blue one was busted. Windu hits a beautiful single-handed backhand, Roger Federer-esque, like deflecting a gunshot and kills a droid. Look badass.
Yeah, he's got some cool moves.
The rhino-looking monster goes rogue and starts going against Django, and Django takes out the rhino. R2 then was like, okay, I fucked about with you. Enough, C-3PO, I'll help you out now.
Fixes his head.
He will try to fix him. Pulls off C-3PO's head, puts it back in his body.
I really like the fight between Mace Windu and Jango Fett. I think it's really cool. I remember this scene specifically as a kid. Again, like my half brothers, they're a lot younger than me, and like growing up, they were obsessed with these movies on DVD and such. That they had all the toys from it. So I remember specifically that they had both Mace Windu and this Jango Fett, because his gear is like more blue and silver. And I remember specifically that my little brother would always take the head off him, because in this scene right here is where his head gets chopped off. And as a kid, I remember being like, whoa, Star Wars is violent. Holy cow. Again, still no blood, but cool.
It's never blood, but they love an amputation.
They love cutting body parts off.
They hate arms. You know, like the British wrestlers hate fingers. Star Wars hates arms.
They just hate body parts, apparently, because in this fight, it's sweet because he's charging. Mace Windu is charging Jango, and Django's just starting to shoot, but deflecting, and then one swift motion, and dude's head is chopped the fuck off, and it's crazy. It's wild.
So the Jedi get surrounded, and Dooku goes, "You have fought gallantly. Now surrender. I'm sorry, old friend." And that's where Yoda arrives with all the clones, and they fuck up everybody.
They're spraying like Febreze. They're just pop, pop, pop. Also, I didn't mention the little kid, Boba Fett, watched Mace Windu cut off his dad's head, or himself's head, his future self's head. So no wonder that Boba Fett hates Jedi in the future, because he saw one kill his dad.
Yeah.
He saw his dad get beheaded by a purple lightsaber. So like, yikes, that would cause some daddy issues.
Absolutely.
Sure. Yeah, definitely.
And the Jedi escape.
The Jedi they get up on those ships and fly the F out.
Dooku and Gunray are discussing the army the Jedi have acquired, and are confused how they managed to get such an army this size.
Where did it come from?
Where they come from?
How could we have not found this?
Anakin and Obi-Wan are chasing Dooku and try shooting down the ship. As they're doing this, Padme falls off the ship, and Anakin wants to go after her.
Land the ship! She fell! Get her!
And Obi-Wan goes,
"Nah, bro.
No, we've got to get Dooku. If we can get Dooku, we can end this war. Do your duty. If you don't, you'll be expelled." I'm sorry. I thought Anakin's duty was to protect Padme and not focus about all this.
I don't know. I kind of like, she's fine. She landed in some sand. She's cool. He doesn't know this, but like, she's cool. You know, she could probably be alive. So just go kill the guy.
What would you have done?
I'd jump off.
Yeah.
I would have jumped off. Because Anakin's so worried about landing the ship. Dude, if you really love her, you would have jumped.
if I was Anakin, I'd be like, yo, I just get mixed messages here. You want me, like, I go rogue and you're mad. I
do this. Like, if I'm Anakin and you're Obi-Wan in this situation, I'd be like, look, you have Dooku, master. You got this. I gotta save her. And then I jump.
You big him up. You're great. You're great.
Like, look, you can do this on your own.
I'd hold you back.
Yeah, you're the master. I'm the Padawan. I can't help you. I gotta go save the girl. Then I'm gonna come. In fact, if Anakin would have made the jump, later on, the scenario would have been different. Just saying. It would have been a butterfly effect of different things that happened. Just saying. He could have been in the right.
So, Obi-Wan goes, what would Padme do? And she goes, yeah, she'd stay. She would get the job done. So he stays. A stormtrooper finds Padme. She is absolutely fine.
Okay.
Obi-Wan gets, this is the fight with Dooku. It's
Dooku.
They track down Dooku. Yeah. It's Dooku against Obi-Wan and Anakin. Obi-Wan's trying to control Anakin.
So in episode 1, it's Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan versus Darth Maul. And those two, Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan, they have like such a tag team. They're like the revival. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're the tag team. But here, clearly Obi-Wan and Anakin are not on the same page because he's like, all right, Anakin, here's the plan. We're going to do this and just chill. And Anakin's like, fuck that.
Leroy Jenkins! And just runs in.
And just goes off. And Obi-Wan's like, fuck, goddamn, what are you doing? And, well, it costs him. Because
he gets zapped. I've always loved the finger zap.
The evil guys can zap you, right? The good guys can't zap you. And the good guys never choke.
No.
That's why I know I'd never be a good guy.
Wow. Okay. So Anakin gets zapped. And so Obi-Wan's against Dooku on his own. He then gets, like, zapped. He doesn't get his arm cut off yet. He just gets nicked.
Like, nicked.
It's just a nick. In the arm, in the leg. He goes to the ground. Dooku starts chatting to him shit. He's like, I'm going to fuck you up. Raises his lightsaber. Anakin jumps in. Starts fighting with him. And then Obi uses the Force and tosses Anakin his own lightsaber. So now
he's the double.
Now Anakin's doing both.
Looks pretty sweet. The visuals here are cool.
It does look cool. The hilt of the green lightsaber gets blasted by Dooku, and then Dooku cuts off Anakin's arm. As I said, they hate arms in Star Wars.
Limbs.
And both Jedi are down on the floor.
Wow, 2-for-1 special here.
Now, I was 14, I think, when this movie was out.
Yeah.
This is the moment.
The theater went crazy.
This is Captain America grabbing Thor's
the hammer. Yeah, this was the spot. I remember this specifically as a kid in the theater.
Yoda waddles in.
He starts. It's the shot where it's like you think Dooku is outdone both the heroes here, and then walks in this old man.
Dooku, with his Jedi Sith powers, rips one thing off one of the walls, throws it towards Yoda. Yoda moves it aside with the Force. He grabs another thing. Yoda moves it aside with the Force. He pulls down the fucking ceiling.
Wow.
Yoda moves it aside with the Force. Then Dooku zaps him. Yoda just absorbs it all. Yoda blows it away. And then he goes, I see our differences can't be settled by our knowledge of the Force, but with our skills, with a lightsaber.
So now it's going to be the end-all lightsaber duel in the end here.
And Yoda pulls out his green lightsaber. I still remember this now. The audience went fucking...
Yeah, everyone, because you've been an old Star Wars fan. You only seen Yoda as this like old dude who's been training Luke and kind of annoying in some scenes, like a lot of scenes. But he was always that old guy. Like, now you see him, he's still old, but pulls out a lightsaber. You're like, oh.
And you know, you've been told he's one of the best Jedi's.
And like he's this little green little creature, but now all of a sudden he's doing cartwheels. It's like a Will Ospreay.
For some reason, he needs his walking stick all the time, but he's flipping all over the place.
Everything.
This is very
cool. Spot
cool.
monkey.
For me, this is one of the things that, like, as bad as a movie as this may be to a lot of people, this scene is fucking awesome. Yeah, as a Star Wars fan, like, this is really. So
Christopher
really
Lee
cool.
is like pretty tall. He's tall and all black, and then you have this like little green creature in the Jedi garbs, like flying around him, and they're clashing lightsabers. It's a really cool visual. And Yoda reveals that Count Dooku was his Padawan, which is super like, whoa, how intricate is this? Because it's also revealed earlier that Qui-Gon Jinn was the Padawan to Dooku. So it's Yoda, Dooku, Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, and now Anakin. So like, what a trail.
Loden did a really bad job.
Really? All fucked up. It just got worse and worse.
It's like at work this year, all the people I've trained have gone already.
Wow. So what does that say about you?
Like, do not give me people to train at work. I think I'm good, but clearly something's not working out here.
Wow.
Yeah, this was really cool. As I said earlier, Christopher Lee is almost 80 at this point.
Yeah,
I mean, I assume there's a double at some point, but still, it looks like it's him doing a lot of this, which is
CGI too,
which is really, really cool.
Yoda's just on one here, fucking him up.
Dooku manages to escape.
He's cheating. He knows that Yoda's probably going to kill him here. So instead of fighting honorably because he's evil and he's the Sith, he then threatens to pull like this like crazy huge thing out the wall, like this generator of some sort, and he's going to throw it at the bodies of Obi-Wan and Anakin. So Yoda then has to stop that, and while he's stopping that, Dooku manages to escape. Distraction finish at its finest here. Wow.
So Dooku escapes and meets with Darth Sidious, who looks awfully like another character. I mean, same sort of mouth and chin.
And they sound alike.
They sound very similar. Yeah. I have good news. The war has begun. Excellent. Everything is going to plan. Obi-Wan, Windu, and Yoda are asking if they believe that this is true about this Darth Sidious controlling the Senate. Obi-Wan goes, without the clones, there would not have been a victory. Yoda, victory? Not a victory. The shroud of the dark side has fallen. Begun. The Clone War has. We see all the clones as an army marching now with the Darth Vader theme playing as Emperor Palpatine. Look, sorry, he's not the Emperor yet.
Well, he's not Emperor.
Supreme Chancellor Palpatine.
Right. So it's foreshadowing, obviously, that this army that has saved the day today is actually going to turn, and we know that because we've seen the other movies. It's like how Yoda talks is how the movies were directed.
Yeah,
the old ones came first, and then the prequels. Yoda directed these movies.
True. This looked pretty cool. The Darth Vader theme, all these clone army stormtrooper guys.
That's really cool.
And then we see Anakin and Padme get married. I assume secretly.
It's a secret wedding in Vegas.
C-3PO and R2 as the two witnesses.
Does that count? Do robots count as witnesses?
Wow. Yeah. I guess in
actually, in 2019, people are literally marrying robots.
Anything.
Yeah, you can marry a robot.
The nice John Williams music swells, and then it is the credits.
So Anakin went against the Jedi way and got married.
Yeah.
So he's already in trouble there.
He messed up a bunch in this film.
I don't understand why it's evil to get shouldn't love be good for a Jedi?
That's what he was arguing earlier in the film. It's like we talked about compassion. Compassion is love. Surely.
So the Jedi just no marriage, you just be a single man, you do your due, you swing that lightsaber any way you want. But when you get married, oh boy, you're a Sith. You're a Sith. You're a Sith. I don't know. That's some weird ideology or something. But they secretly got married, so if anyone finds out, I'm sure he's gonna get in trouble. So
you hate this movie. What did you think on rewatch? You haven't seen it for a while?
I rewatched it now in my mind. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be talking about it. It's gonna be fun, and I still enjoyed it. But there were some parts of the movie where I was like, oh man.
It's the politics that bogs down the film. Yeah. So when I was noting the film, there were bits I had to go back a couple of times just to the council scenes. Yeah. Because I'm going, what? Who? What?
I'm wondering what I hate most: Star Wars Episode 1 or Star Wars Episode 2, because both have. Star Wars Episode 1 has the crazy final scene with Darth Maul, and I think that scene is awesome. But there's some good scenes in this movie too. So I just don't. I don't want to say I hate this movie, but it's definitely not.
The prequels get a hell of a lot of hate.
They do.
But I think there are some really cool moments in each one.
I think
agree. Duel of the Fates.
I don't hate it as much as I thought I did.
Yeah, Duel of the Fates is awesome in the first one.
Yeah.
I think this one has, as I said, that Yoda moment. I like the Django Boba stuff.
Mhm.
I like seeing the clones, and that Yoda fighting Count Dooku is cool.
Sure.
And well, we'll get on to
Every
Revenge of the Sith,
every
but-
Star Wars movie has its ups and downs, definitely. I myself was not a huge fan of the Last Jedi. Like I could say that one might be my least favorite Star
Okay.
Wars movie, especially just now watching this one fresh in my mind. I've only seen the Last Jedi once, but I felt like that was enough. I still enjoyed watching this. Like I said, like seeing all different like new creatures and new places they go and like places to fight on the areas, like knowing that these are created for video games and toys and marketing and stuff like that, which is still cool. It's just I felt like maybe you should have taken out politics and some of the weird love stories.
I think you could tell essentially the same story but simplify.
The issue I think is different from the original movies is like the charm. This one's more forced. Everything here is like poorly written. When you had like nothing will take away the charm of like the Han Solo character. It seems so natural and just fitting. Whereas a lot of this didn't seem like I'll shit on the screen writing.
Oh,
it's the writing that like
the
really
script
like
is bad.
yeah, it just makes it like doesn't have that charm to it. Everything is more CGI. There's less puppets. You know what I mean? Like it's just like it seems that way. I just like I still enjoyed watching this movie. I still am entertained by Star Wars. I love Star Wars, but I would say like there's definitely a lot in this where you're like, wow, what if I got to write this? What would I have done?
Yeah, I really feel even having watched it and talked about it, I'm still confused about certain elements.
Yeah.
About who is working with who. And,
Yeah.
And I think you could tell the same story with the same characters, but just simplify it a bit more. The dialogue definitely hinders the love story, and I think the love story is an important part of Darth Vader, because obviously we know he's gonna birth Luke and Leia.
Right.
We're interested. We want to know who the mum is. We want to know how that came about, why he turned. I think it is an important thing we need to see and learn about, but it just the dialogue, dialogue given. The fact we've seen these two characters already, and one of them was a child, and one of them was almost a woman, is weird to me.
Yeah.
And then going into watching this one, you've fallen for this child like straight away. I don't know. It's
weird.
It's very weird to me, and the
Force.
chemistry
You gotta believe in the Force.
isn't there enough
Sure.
to believe it. But I think the concept of the film is right.
Sure. I still enjoyed
Just
watching
executed it.
I feel like these are more so like for kids. These ones I find the
You
prequels.
say that, but then we were just talking about the
politics.
politics.
That's why I don't understand.
I still don't understand
I don't
politics,
understand it,
and I'm almost
Yeah,
30.
yeah.
Like,
I don't understand why they put that in the movie, but I still, all in all, enjoyed watching this
sure,
movie.
me too.
And had fun talking about
Exactly.
it as we did.
Everything else. Yeah. I've got some things. So the critical reception, it's scored a 66% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
So it is
Above, it's a pass.
It is a pass.
Yeah.
Numerous critics describe the dialogue as stiff and flat, as we said. Ewan McGregor criticized the film like years later, saying that the sword play in this film, as in the lightsaber fights, are unsatisfactory.
Okay.
Especially compared to other installments.
Well, you get the distraction finish. You don't get someone dying.
Especially compared to Revenge of the Sith. I think this was something he might have said in promotion for Revenge of the Sith, which does have some really cool
Crazy
fights.
Yeah.
And I agree. I think the lightsaber fights, you don't have. It was cool seeing Yoda, but the Yoda Dooku wasn't long enough.
Yeah.
You don't have that Duel of the Fates. I mean, the lightsaber fights in the original Star Wars is basic, but it's the first time we've ever seen it. I would agree. I think this has the worst lightsaber fights in the series. Critical legend, the Dave Meltzer of movies, Roger Ebert, has praised the previous Star Wars films, and however gave this one only a 2 out of 4 stars, noting, as someone who admired the freshness and energy of the earlier films, I was amazed at the end of episode 2 to realize that I had not heard one line of quotable, memorable dialogue. Well, you
What's
were
the most-
wrong because the sand thing is stuck.
I also like, hello, Dad.
Talks about Anakin and Padme's relationship, says there is not a romantic word they exchange that
Same.
has not long since been reduced to cliche.
Same.
Again, I rebuff. Film was nominated for a Best Visual Effects Award at the 2003 Academy Awards.
Done. You don't need to say anything else. This movie is nominated for an Oscar. Fuck you.
What did it lose out to
Ooh, what did it lose to?
in 2002? Best Visual Effects.
Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 1.
The Lord of the Rings, Two Towers.
Ooh,
So, both
Christopher Lee.
including Christopher Lee.
Sweeping.
However, the film was nominated for 7 Razzie
Figured
Awards,
that. I would figure that.
including Worst Film, Worst Director in George Lucas,
Yeah.
Worst Screenplay in George Lucas,
Yeah.
Worst Supporting Actor in Hayden Christensen,
Yeah.
Worst Supporting Actress in Academy Award winner Natalie Portman,
Whoa.
and Worst On-Screen Couple with
I
Anakin
can
and
see that.
Padme,
Wow.
and Worst Sequel or Remake.
Jeez.
Nominated for a lot.
Damn. Razzies.
Box office, it did quite well.
Yes, of course.
It did 310,676, 7,740. Sorry, 310,676,740 dollars
That
in
today would be a lot.
North
so.
America,
Yeah.
and just over 330 million overseas, which made a worldwide total of just below 650 million,
Crazy.
which was pretty big.
And changing that to today's, that would be a lot.
Yeah. This was outperformed by 2 movies that year. We've already mentioned one of them.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man film
Mm-hmm.
with Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
And The Two Towers.
Nice. Okay.
These were both did better critically and box office wise
Right.
that year.
It's okay. Disney owns all of it.
It didn't reach the box office success. Oh, well, no, Disney does not own Spider-Man anymore. That was a Sony production. It didn't reach the box office success of The Phantom Menace, and actually, I think it's its lowest grossing Star Wars film
I could see
ever.
that. Yeah.
Worldwide, it was also outgrossed by Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
Nice.
That's the second Harry Potter film, but that did not happen in North America. This was the first time a Star Wars film wasn't highest grossing in that calendar year. The lowest grossing Star Wars film of all time. And it sold an estimated 12,300 tickets in the US on its initial.
It was a
run.
big thing. I mean, Star Wars is always going to be a big
However,
thing, so-
it is still in the top 100 grossing films.
Yeah. It's giant. No matter what you do, it's giant.
So, I mean,
It's like sand. It's
Star
rough and
Wars-
coarse and gets everywhere.
yeah, Star Wars is always going to do well.
Yeah.
It's the way I feel about, as pissed off as people will be about Spider-Man going to Sony, it's still Spider-Man.
Sure.
It's still
Still
going
Star
to
Wars.
draw.
Yeah.
So
So that's it.
that's it.
Thank you for listening. You can follow us on our YouTube. Is
BD official.
You can go to postwrestling.com for all of our shows for up next, including more movie reviews coming soon, including more Star Wars. We promised that we would finish these Star Wars movies all the way to
2 down, fucking 20 to go.
We got the good ones to go, I'd say. So we're good.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you can follow us on our socials. I am at the Brady.
And I am at Davie Portman.
That is for both Twitter and Instagram for both of us. And listen to us every Thursday, postwrestling.com, wherever you get your podcast. So thank you for listening or watching, and we'll talk to you again. So thank you, goodbye, and be safe.
Ahoy!
I'm going to go play in the sand.